More than 13,000 women were transported to Van Diemen's Land as convicts, yet their story is rarely told. Many arrived in chains, condemned by British courts for crimes as small as stealing bread, a shawl, or a loaf of cheese. Some were barely teenagers. Others were mothers torn from their children. But these women would help build a colony on the far side of the world and leave a legacy that still shapes Australia today. Van Diemen's Land, now known as Tasmania, was one of the harshest destinations in the British Empire. Between 1803 and 1853, thousands of convicts were sent there across oceans and continents. While the stories of male convicts often dominate history, women formed a vital part of the colony's survival. Upon arrival, many female convicts were housed in institutions known as female factories. The largest stood at Cascades, near Hobart, where towering sandstone walls still overlook the city today. Behind those walls, women waited for assignments, punishment, marriage, or an uncertain future. One of the most remarkable chapters began on the cold morning of January 13, 1828, when the convict ship Rajah sailed from England carrying more than 180 women bound for Van Diemen's Land. Among them was a young woman named Eliza Davies. Like many aboard, she had committed a minor crime but faced exile to the ends of the earth. During the long voyage, something unusual happened. The ship surgeon, Dr. William Guthrie, encouraged the women to learn sewing and embroidery. Instead of arriving broken and defeated, the women created an extraordinary quilt stitched from hundreds of carefully crafted pieces. Known today as the Rajah Quilt, it carried a message sewn into its fabric thanking those who had shown the women kindness. It remains one of Australia's most important convict artefacts. Yet life in the colony was far from easy. The air often smelled of damp stone, wood smoke, and overcrowded dormitories. Women worked long hours performing hard labour. Punishments were severe. Solitary confinement cells measured little more than a cupboard. One of the colony's most feared institutions was the nursery ward. Babies born to convict mothers could remain with them only for a limited time. Afterwards, many children were removed to orphan schools. For countless women, the separation was devastating. Yet despite these hardships, many female convicts rebuilt their lives. Some became successful business owners. Others married free settlers and established farms, inns, and shops throughout the colony. Women like Mary Raybay, transported as a convict to Australia as a teenager, demonstrated that former convicts could rise far beyond the circumstances of their arrival. By the 1840s, female convicts had become essential to the colony's workforce and social fabric. Their labour kept households running, their children formed future generations, and their resilience helped transform a remote penal settlement into a growing society. The greatest surprise is that many modern Australians are descended from these women. What began as punishment became the foundation of countless family histories. Today, the ruins of the Cascades Female Factory remain one of Australia's most powerful historic sites. The Rajah Quilt survives as a symbol of hope, resilience, and dignity in the face of extraordinary hardship. The story of Van Diemen's Land's female convicts matters because it reminds us that Australia's history was shaped not only by explorers, soldiers, and governors, but also by ordinary women who endured unimaginable challenges and built new lives from almost nothing. Behind every stone wall, every old homestead, and every family tree lies a story. The women of Van Diemen's Land arrived as prisoners, but many became pioneers. Their names may have faded from memory, but their legacy lives on across Australia today. According to the Female Convicts Research Centre, around 24,000 women were transported to Australia as convicts between 1788 and 1868, making up roughly 15% of all transported convicts. Their contribution was small in number compared with men, but their impact on Australia's history was immense. If you enjoyed this story and would like to see more forgotten, unusual, and fascinating chapters of Australian history, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. New videos are released regularly, exploring the places, people, and events that help shape Australia, often hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.